Welcome to Basic Book Mending video series, and today we're going to revisit The Doggone Ears. These are books where someone has folded the corner over, and in this case we're going to deal with the ones that have been double folded, which actually creates triple creases. And then we had several people asking about art books or books with glossy pages that have ended up in the book drop, and then the entire page has been crimped, and if there's any way to deal with that. So we are going to show you the technique for that today. But before we start, the original intention of doing these videos was to give everyone the basics for book mending so that they could do simple repairs at their branch and keep books continually circulating. So most of these techniques that we're showing you are strictly for that purpose. We wouldn't do some of these techniques on a book, say, for the wine library, the Petaluma History Room, archives, history and genealogy. Those things require different types of repairs. These are simple repairs that you can do to keep a book in circulation, and patrons can have the optimal experience. So for dog ears, again, we're going to need a small thing of water, some paper towels. You're going to need some mending paper or mylar, strips of discarded mylar, some cotton balls for sopping up extra water, chenille-tipped art swabs, cotton swabs. This is what's called a water pen. We have one here at HQ because we do a lot of dog ears on, big, giant books. These are scalpels, a variety of scalpels, tweezers, your bone folder, and then a small mister or atomizer spray bottle. These can also be ordered through supplies. So again, we're working with some discarded books. And so with this, the technique is you always want to start with the longest fold. So this is the first fold or crease that we'll do. So we've got a moistened cotton swab, and we're just gonna roll it across the edge. And you're going to notice it's going to start slowly unfolding. Once we have it starting to unwind, we're going to want to we can either take a scalpel or a spatula or scissors, kind of maybe push it back just a hair now that we've added some water. And we're going to get in there, and we're just going to put a light spread across the other fold. While we're waiting for that to unfold, we can then work on our next longest crease. And so we're going to roll our give it a little more water. Okay. And I'm gonna just give it a little nudge. I'm gonna get my okay, and then sometimes you're gonna want to blot it just a hair. Okay, and now we're gonna put a sheet of waxed paper over, and in this case, what I usually like to do is, because of the level of stress, I like to just gently smooth, now that it's got the water in it, gently smooth it out. And then we're going to close our book and place a weight on top of the book. This is a cloth weight that's filled with sand. You can just simply place it on the book. You can put it in a book press, a dictionary, an encyclopedia, just to make sure it remains flat. We're not going to give it too much time to dry. Normally you'd give it about 24 hours, but I'm just going to give you a look-see. And it still has some drying to do, but by tomorrow it'll be completely dry and you'll probably will not be able to see where it is. So for pages on glossy books, usually they're big books, we use the mending sheets, but the big ones. We'll need a flat edge scalpel, tweezers, your bone folder, and an atomizer. So now we're going to fix this. So in order to do that, you need to have a total of 4 sheets of either Mylar discards or waxed mending sheets. So the first thing I do is I place a waxed mending sheet on each side of the page, isolating it. Get it nice down in the crease. And then with my tweezers, I find sort of the beginning of the crease. And I also, the other thing is which side is more distressed. So in this case, it's this side here. So what you want to do with your atomizer or your squirt bottle is you want to be about 15 inches away, and what you're going to do, and you're going to just have to keep working with these sheets, is you're going to want to give it a nice squirting. And then I usually give a nice fine mist on the other side as well. Okay, then I slowly, I have to get it under there a little bit, unfold my crease. Want to lay it a little bit so it sops up. Now I'm going to replace my papers, because these are the ones that are going to be that we use to dry it with. And I'm going to lay out my, and now I'm going to cover it with this other sheet, and I'm going to slowly start working, again as always, from the middle with my spatula. I'm going to do a little work here. Okay, so once I get it flat, I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm going to gently work out and you could feel when the creases have started to relax. Okay, once it's nice and done, usually what I will do is I will give it a blot with my just taking off some of that excess water. I'll dry off my sheet in case it's too wet. And you'll be able to tell because you want just a slight amount of moisture on there. And again, I'm going to blot off my page. Take off any excess water. I'm going to close it up. Give it one last little bone folder with the flat edge of the bone folder. I'm going to place my weight on it, and I'm going to wait at least 20 hours to check it. So we've let the book rest overnight, and now we're going to take a look at the page, the crimped page that we used our handy dandy squirt bottle on. So here we go. Voila! Lovely. I like that word a lot. Lovely. So there we go. It's all fixed. This side looks really great. This side, now we can, still have a little tear here and a little tear there that we can repair. And that is how you fix crimped pages.